Life is unpredictable. Challenges, stress, and uncertainty are part of our everyday reality. But what if you could face every obstacle with unwavering calm and clarity? What if, no matter what life throws your way, you could remain centered, focused, and in control? Whether it's the pressure of work, the stress of personal challenges, or the confusion of everyday life, we've all experienced moments where emotions take over. In those moments, it can feel impossible to keep calm. But what if you could change that? Welcome to the Stoic Mindset, how to stay calm in any situation. Today, we're diving deep into ancient wisdom that's helped some of history's most powerful minds, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, navigate life storms with grace and resilience. Stoicism is more than just philosophy, it's a practical guide to mastering your emotions, making better decisions, and living with true peace of mind. In the next few minutes, we'll explore how you can implement these timeless Stoic principles in your everyday life. From handling stress to maintaining inner peace, these simple yet powerful techniques can help you stay calm, no matter what. The Stoic Mindset and the Art of Staying Calm. In today's fast-paced, high-stress world, it is easy to feel overwhelmed by external events, personal challenges, and emotional turbulence. Yet, for thousands of years, one philosophical tradition has offered timeless wisdom to help individuals maintain inner peace: Stoicism. Originating in ancient Greece, Stoicism has survived centuries and remains relevant today as a practical guide to living a more tranquil and meaningful life. At its core, Stoicism teaches individuals how to control their emotional responses, how to understand what is truly within their control, and how to remain calm regardless of external circumstances. The Stoic mindset doesn't just advocate for enduring hardship but encourages a shift in perspective that allows us to find serenity in every situation. This guide explores the Stoic principles and how you can integrate them into your life to stay calm in any situation. Whether facing personal adversity, workplace stress, or everyday challenges, adopting Stoic philosophy can radically transform the way you perceive and respond to life's ups and downs. 1. The birth of Stoicism. The origins of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism was founded in Athens around 300 BCE by Zeno of Citium. Zeno, a merchant who faced personal misfortune, sought wisdom and solace in philosophy. He became a student of Crates of Thebes and later founded the Stoic school, named after the Stoa Poikile, a painted porch in Athens where he taught. Stoicism quickly became one of the most influential schools of thought in the ancient world. It was not just a philosophy but a practical guide to living virtuously, focusing on ethics, logic, and physics, the study of nature and the universe. The Stoics believed that by understanding the nature of the universe and aligning one's will with it, one could achieve tranquility and wisdom. Core figures in Stoicism. The early Stoic philosophers, including Zeno, Cleanthes, and Chrysippus, laid the foundation for Stoic thought. However, it was later figures such as Seneca, Epictetus, and the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius who popularized Stoic principles and made them accessible to a broader audience. Epictetus was a former slave who became one of the most revered Stoic philosophers. His teachings focused on personal responsibility and the idea that we cannot control external events but can control how we respond to them. Seneca, a statesman and playwright, wrote extensively on Stoicism and is known for his essays on how to live a virtuous life and deal with misfortune. Marcus Aurelius, perhaps the most famous Stoic, was not only a philosopher but also the Emperor of Rome. His Meditations offer personal reflections on how to practice Stoicism amidst the pressures of ruling an empire. The Stoic dichotomy of control. One of the central tenets of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, understanding that some things are within our control, while others are not. This distinction is crucial for maintaining a calm and focused mindset. The Stoics argued that we should focus only on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, while accepting the things outside of our control with equanimity. 2. The Stoic virtues, building a strong foundation for inner peace. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that has guided people through some of life's most turbulent times, teaches us that the path to tranquility lies in cultivating virtue. The Stoics identified four cardinal virtues that serve as the pillars of a good life, helping individuals face life's challenges with wisdom, strength, fairness, and self-control. These virtues form the core of Stoic thought and are considered essential for achieving inner peace, regardless of external circumstances. The four cardinal virtues. Wisdom. Sophia. Wisdom is the ability to understand the world and make sound, reasoned decisions. It is not just about intellectual knowledge but about seeing things as they truly are and responding accordingly. A wise person knows what is within their control and what isn't, and thus makes choices that align with nature and reason. Wisdom allows us to discern the best course of action, even in difficult situations, leading us towards calm and rational responses. Courage. Andrea. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the strength to face fear and adversity without being paralyzed by it. The Stoics believe that true courage comes from a deep sense of purpose and a commitment to living virtuously, regardless of the risks or challenges. It's about having the resolve to do what is right, even when it's difficult, uncomfortable, or unpopular. Courage allows us to confront challenges head-on and move forward, unshaken by the uncertainties of life. Justice. Dikaiosine. Justice, for the Stoics, is the commitment to fairness, integrity, and treating others with respect. It's about fulfilling one's duties to society, not for personal gain but because it is the right thing to do. A just person values the well-being of others and works toward harmony and fairness in their relationships. They understand that true justice arises from empathy and the recognition that we are all part of a larger whole. Justice helps us to act with moral integrity, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. Temperance. Sophronous. Temperance is the practice of moderation, self-control, and restraint. It's the ability to avoid excess and indulgence, focusing on what is necessary for our well-being. Stoics teach that true happiness is found not in pleasure or material wealth, but in living simply and with discipline. Temperance encourages us to cultivate inner strength by avoiding the pull of fleeting desires and focusing on what truly nurtures our physical and mental health. Applying the virtues in daily life. The Stoic virtues are not abstract ideals to be admired from afar, they are practical tools for navigating the complexities of daily life. To truly live by the Stoic virtues, we must apply them in every moment, especially in times of stress or difficulty. When faced with a challenge, a Stoic might ask themselves questions such as, what is the wisest course of action in this situation? This question calls on wisdom, encouraging you to consider the facts, avoid impulsive reactions, and make choices based on reason. How can I remain courageous despite my fears? Here, courage is tested, urging you to face discomfort or danger with confidence and resolve, even if you're afraid or uncertain. How can I act justly, even if it's difficult or inconvenient? This question encourages you to maintain fairness, treating others with respect and fulfilling your obligations, no matter how challenging or inconvenient. Where can I practice temperance in this moment? Temperance asks you to reflect on whether you're acting out of excess or indulgence and to seek moderation in your actions, whether that's in food, drink, work, or any other area of life. By regularly asking ourselves these questions and aligning our actions with the Stoic virtues, we can maintain a steady, calm presence, even in the face of adversity. The practice of Stoic virtue becomes a foundation for resilience, helping us to live in accordance with nature and remain composed, no matter what life throws at us. Through wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we cultivate not just virtue but peace, both within ourselves and in our interactions with the world. 3. The Stoic virtues, building the foundation of a resilient life. In the pursuit of inner peace and tranquility, Stoicism teaches that virtue is the key. The Stoics believed that cultivating virtue would allow one to navigate the unpredictable nature of life with calmness and grace. Central to Stoic philosophy are the four cardinal virtues, fundamental principles that guide behavior and decision-making, and serve as the foundation for living a good life. These virtues shape the way we think, act, and interact with the world, and they are practical tools for creating a life of resilience and wisdom. The four cardinal virtues. Wisdom, Sophia. At the core of Stoic thought is wisdom, understanding the world, making reasoned choices, and seeing things as they truly are. Wisdom is more than knowledge or intellectual capacity, it's about living in harmony with the natural world and responding to life's challenges with rationality, clarity, and perspective. The wise person knows what is within their control and what is not, allowing them to avoid wasting energy on things that cannot be changed. Wisdom empowers you to make sound, measured decisions in every situation. It helps you assess problems calmly and navigate difficult circumstances with foresight and understanding. A person who embodies wisdom doesn't rush into decisions or react impulsively. Instead, they pause, reflect, and choose the most reasonable path forward, grounded in the present moment rather than influenced by external circumstances or fleeting emotions. In practice, wisdom involves lifelong learning and openness to different viewpoints, always striving for deeper understanding. Courage, Andrea. Courage is the ability to act in the face of fear or adversity. It's not the absence of fear but the strength to move forward despite it. Stoic courage involves embracing challenges with the conviction that one can face difficult situations without being overwhelmed. Courage isn't just about physical bravery, it's about moral courage, standing up for what is right, even when it's inconvenient or unpopular. A courageous person faces adversity head-on, whether it's in personal struggles, professional difficulties, or in standing up for fairness and justice. This virtue encourages us to confront discomfort, pain, or fear, knowing that growth often happens on the other side of these barriers. Courage allows us to act according to our principles, even when external pressures are trying to sway us in the opposite direction. Justice, dikaiosine. Justice, in the Stoic sense, is about treating others fairly and with respect, fulfilling our duties to society, and ensuring that our actions align with the greater good. It's a commitment to integrity and to ensuring that the needs of others are considered and valued. Stoics believe that we are all interconnected, and by living justly, we contribute to the harmony of the community and the world at large. Justice involves understanding and upholding the rights of others, whether in relationships, work, or broader social interactions. It asks us to be fair, to show empathy, and to act in ways that contribute positively to the well-being of others. A just person doesn't exploit or harm others for personal gain, but instead works to support the collective good, even when it may come at a personal cost. Temperance, sophronous. Temperance is the practice of moderation and self-control. It is about avoiding excess and indulgence and learning to limit desires to what is necessary for our well-being. Stoics understand that the pursuit of fleeting pleasures or indulgences often leads to dissatisfaction or emotional turmoil. Temperance invites us to find balance and to appreciate life without becoming attached to material comforts, luxuries, or excessive consumption. Practicing temperance means recognizing that contentment comes from within, not from external possessions or experiences. It teaches us to enjoy the simple pleasures of life and to cultivate self-discipline in our thoughts, actions, and desires. A person who practices temperance doesn't overindulge in food, drink, or other pleasures but seeks a balanced approach to life. They understand that excess often creates unnecessary complications and that true well-being lies in moderation. Applying the Stoic virtues in daily life. The Stoic virtues are not mere philosophical ideals, they are actionable principles for facing life's challenges. They provide a blueprint for how we can maintain calm, poise, and inner peace, no matter what the world throws at us. By consistently applying these virtues, we can transform difficult situations into opportunities for growth and self-improvement. When facing challenges, a Stoic would reflect on the following questions. What is the wisest course of action in this situation? This question calls for applying wisdom, reminding you to pause and assess the situation calmly before reacting. It encourages you to choose rationality over impulsiveness, focusing on what can be controlled and accepting what cannot. How can I remain courageous despite my fears? Courage is tested when fear arises. This question invites you to find the strength to confront your anxieties and take decisive action, whether facing personal obstacles or standing up for your beliefs. It challenges you to push beyond your comfort zone, knowing that true growth comes from overcoming resistance. How can I act justly, even if it's difficult or inconvenient? This question calls for integrity and fairness. It urges you to consider the impact of your actions on others and prioritize the well-being of the community, even when it might be inconvenient or uncomfortable. Justice is about doing what is right, regardless of personal cost. Where can I practice temperance in this moment? Temperance asks you to reflect on your impulses and urges. It encourages you to seek balance, whether it's in food, work, social interactions, or consumption. By cultivating restraint, you can avoid the chaos that comes from overindulgence and instead live a simpler, more focused life. By integrating these Stoic virtues into daily life, we can approach every moment with clarity and resilience. The more we embody wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, the more we cultivate a steady, calm presence that can weather any storm. Whether faced with minor inconveniences or significant challenges, the Stoic virtues empower us to navigate the world with grace and purpose, ultimately leading to a life of peace and fulfillment. 4. Understanding emotions and the Stoic response. Emotions are an inherent part of the human experience, but in Stoic philosophy, they are seen through a lens of control and rationality. The Stoics did not seek to eliminate emotions entirely, rather, they aimed to understand and transform them. Emotions, according to Stoicism, arise from our judgments of events, and it is these judgments that determine whether we experience a positive or negative emotional reaction. By reshaping our perceptions and responses, we can gain greater control over how we experience the world and its challenges. The Stoic view on emotions. At the heart of Stoic thought is the idea that external events are not inherently good or bad, rather, it is our interpretations of those events that shape our emotional responses. For the Stoics, negative emotions such as anger, fear, grief, or jealousy emerge when we wrongly judge a situation as something harmful or against our nature. This emotional response is often a result of attaching personal desires, expectations, or attachments to outcomes that are outside our control. For example, imagine facing the death of a loved one. While this event is undeniably tragic and naturally evokes sadness, a Stoic would not allow this grief to overtake them. Instead, they would acknowledge the sadness as a natural and human response, but they would also remind themselves that death is a universal part of life, something outside of their control. The Stoic would mourn the loss, but would avoid becoming consumed by grief or despair. They understand that grief is not inherently bad, but it is their judgment of the event that could either help them process the loss or prevent them from moving forward. By reframing negative emotions and recognizing that we cannot control life's unpredictable events, the Stoics believe we can avoid being overwhelmed by them. Instead of letting emotions govern our actions, we can choose to respond with a calm and rational mindset. Reframing negative emotions. One of the most powerful tools in the Stoic practice is reframing negative emotions. Rather than letting feelings like anger, frustration, or anxiety take over, a Stoic would encourage taking a moment to pause, reflect, and adjust their perspective. This shift in thinking is essential for transforming emotional reactions into measured, rational responses. When you feel yourself getting angry or frustrated, a Stoic would suggest asking yourself the following questions to help reframe the situation. Is this situation truly bad, or is it merely uncomfortable or inconvenient? Often, what we perceive as bad is simply a situation that is not aligned with our preferences or expectations. By recognizing the difference between inconvenience and true harm, we can reduce the intensity of our emotional reactions. What can I learn from this moment? Even in difficult situations, there is an opportunity for growth and learning. A Stoic seeks to find the lesson in every experience, turning negative emotions into catalysts for personal development. This reframing allows us to approach challenges with curiosity rather than frustration. How can I respond with calm and clarity, rather than react impulsively? In moments of anger or stress, the Stoic response is to pause and reflect before reacting. By taking a step back, you create space between the emotional trigger and your response. This allows you to act with intentionality and wisdom, rather than being driven by impulse. By consistently applying these reframing techniques, you can transform your emotional experiences, moving from reactive to proactive. Instead of being controlled by anger or fear, you gain the ability to choose a more balanced and rational response. Over time, this shift in perspective helps you develop emotional resilience and greater control over your reactions, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with equanimity and composure. The practice of emotional resilience. The Stoic approach to emotions is deeply connected to the concept of emotional resilience. The Stoics recognize that while we cannot always control external events, we can control how we respond to them. Through the consistent practice of reframing negative emotions and recognizing the power of our judgments, we develop the ability to stay calm and clear-headed, even in the face of adversity. Rather than seeking to eliminate emotions entirely, Stoicism encourages us to acknowledge and understand them without being ruled by them. In doing so, we create space for more measured, thoughtful responses that align with our values and contribute to our inner peace. In essence, the Stoic response to emotions is not one of denial, but of transformation. By understanding that our emotional reactions are shaped by our judgments, and by practicing reframing techniques, we can cultivate a mindset that remains resilient and calm, regardless of the storms we may face in life. Through this, we develop the emotional strength to face any challenge with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. 5. The role of mindfulness and self-reflection in Stoicism. At the heart of Stoicism lies a commitment to self-awareness and intentional living. Two crucial practices in the Stoic approach to life, self-reflection and mindfulness, enable individuals to develop the clarity, emotional control, and inner peace that are the hallmarks of the Stoic mindset. These practices are powerful tools for navigating life's challenges and cultivating virtue, and they align deeply with Stoic principles, enabling us to refine our actions, thoughts, and responses. The power of self-reflection. Self-reflection is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It involves regularly taking time to evaluate your behavior, thoughts, and emotional responses in order to understand how well you are living according to Stoic principles. By engaging in daily self-reflection, you can observe how closely your actions align with your values, identify areas for improvement, and make adjustments that will lead to a more virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's most famous practitioners, exemplified the practice of self-reflection through his work Meditations. In this personal journal, Marcus would write down his thoughts, concerns, and observations, using the process as a way to question his behaviors and beliefs. Through this ongoing reflection, he deepened his understanding of Stoicism and continually worked to improve his character. For Marcus, self-reflection was not just an intellectual exercise, it was a transformative tool that allowed him to grow as a leader and a person. In your own life, adopting a habit of self-reflection can help you identify the times when you've acted impulsively or when you've fallen short of your ideals. It gives you the chance to assess your emotional reactions, to recognize whether they were in line with your Stoic values, and to understand how you can improve in the future. This ongoing process of reflection helps you develop greater self-discipline and alignment with your core principles. Mindfulness and present moment awareness. Mindfulness, the practice of being fully present and aware of the current moment, is another essential aspect of Stoic philosophy. Stoics recognize that it's easy to be distracted by past regrets or future anxieties, which can undermine your peace of mind and judgment. Instead, Stoicism teaches the importance of focusing on the present moment, where your actions and decisions can have a real impact. Epictetus, another key Stoic philosopher, famously said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond." This idea captures the essence of mindfulness in Stoicism. While we cannot control the events that happen to us, we can choose how we react to them. By practicing mindfulness, you train your mind to be fully present in the moment, allowing you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively to external stimuli. For example, When facing a stressful situation, mindfulness enables you to observe your thoughts and feelings without becoming overwhelmed by them. You can recognize your initial emotional response, whether it's anger, fear, or frustration, but instead of allowing that emotion to take over, you choose a more measured, rational response. By staying focused on the present moment, you can respond with greater clarity and calm, rather than being swept away by the emotional tides of the past or future. Integrating mindfulness and self-reflection in daily life. Together, mindfulness and self-reflection help you live in accordance with Stoic principles. Mindfulness teaches you to stay present and fully aware of your thoughts and emotions in the moment, while self-reflection allows you to assess and improve upon your actions after the fact. By regularly engaging in both practices, you can cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself and your reactions, which ultimately leads to a more composed and resilient mindset. For example, at the end of each day, you might take a few minutes to reflect on how you responded to various situations. Did you handle challenges with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance? Were there moments when you let emotions dictate your behavior? By taking note of these reflections, you can identify areas where you can grow and make intentional changes to how you respond in similar situations in the future. Mindfulness, on the other hand, can be practiced throughout the day. Whether you're dealing with a difficult conversation, a moment of frustration, or even a simple task, you can choose to stay grounded in the present. Notice your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations without judgment, and choose to respond in a way that aligns with your values. This practice of mindfulness can create a sense of peace that isn't reliant on external circumstances, allowing you to maintain inner calm regardless of what's going on around you. The power of daily practice. The true strength of mindfulness and self-reflection lies in their consistent practice. When integrated into daily life, these practices enable you to gradually shift your mindset and reactions over time. You become more adept at staying calm under pressure, more aware of your emotional responses, and more in control of your decisions. This leads to greater emotional resilience and the ability to live in accordance with Stoic virtues. In a world where external circumstances are constantly changing and unpredictable, mindfulness and self-reflection offer powerful tools to maintain inner peace. They allow you to navigate challenges with grace, choosing your response with wisdom and clarity, rather than being swept away by reactive emotions. Through the combination of these practices, you can cultivate a Stoic mindset that remains resilient, composed, and focused, no matter the external conditions. 6. Stoic practices for staying calm. Living in alignment with Stoic philosophy means taking deliberate action to cultivate a mindset that remains calm, composed, and resilient in the face of life's challenges. Stoic practices are tools that help you internalize the core principles of Stoicism and apply them to your daily life. By integrating these practices into your routine, you can develop the emotional strength and clarity needed to stay grounded, no matter the external circumstances. The daily Stoic practices. Negative visualization. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is negative visualization, where you intentionally imagine the worst-case scenario. This technique helps you mentally prepare for adversity, so if challenges arise, they won't come as a shock. By visualizing the possibility of loss, failure, or hardship, you can reduce fear and anxiety, as you've already mentally processed those events. This practice also fosters gratitude, as you develop an appreciation for what you have right now, knowing that everything can change at any moment. For example, you might visualize losing your job or a loved one, not to dwell on fear, but to acknowledge the reality of life's uncertainties. Once you've processed the emotion, you can reframe the situation by focusing on what is still within your control, your response. This can help reduce emotional volatility and foster resilience when adversity strikes. Morning and evening reflection. Morning and evening reflection are daily rituals that help you ground yourself in Stoic principles and ensure you are staying true to your values. In the morning, take a few moments to set an intention for your day. Reflect on the virtues you want to embody, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and resolve to approach the day with these principles in mind. At night, take time to review your actions. Did you live according to Stoic virtues? Did you handle challenges with clarity and calm,